Ciao guys, hello. So I'm doing a quick video. I'm in a car with my husband. We are trying to leave London for a weekend to celebrate our first year of marriage. So what I'm gonna do in this video, partially is because I'm really bored, so just for let me do something. If you hear some noises and stuff, it's all normal, it's the car. You might hear the lady say turn here and turn there. Let's get back to the important stuff now. So I got this really lovely message for someone called Oana. Thank you so much, Oana, for leaving me your message. It really meant so much to me when I read it. You really don't know how much, and I really mean it. So I decided to do this video and to assess a question, because I hope that maybe a question, someone else's question as well. And I might as well do a video and share my experience with you guys. And if you have any other things that you like to ask me, please just send me a message and I will do that for you. And Oana, so many thanks for coming to Lely's and try our food. And if you want to, when you come back in November, please drop me a message. We can arrange a meeting. You can come, we can talk, and you can ask me all the questions you want in person. But I hope this is gonna help you, especially if you are now in the middle of setting up your kitchen. So what happened when I had to set up a kitchen? It was a disaster. I'm telling you, it was a disaster. It was a disaster because I never had a business before. I did work in a cafe for a little while I was living in Berlin. So I had an idea of what you had to have, but no more than that. So it was it was very hectic, and I did so many mistakes. So I'm gonna tell you the mistake I did with the hope that you're not gonna do the same, and I'm gonna tell you the things I learned with the hope that you're gonna take advantage of the bad experience I have and do better than me. So what did I learn? Right, so I learned, the lady I told you. So I learned that you have to ask as many people as possible to help you. For example, you got few options there for you. One option is what you're opening. Are you opening a cafe? You opening a restaurant? What is that you're opening? Try to understand precisely what you want to open, and then go to a similar business and ask them questions. For example, if you try to open a cafe, you don't need a sophisticated kitchen like a restaurant might have. And that is important that you understand that, because you don't want to open a cafe and spend so much in some unnecessary equipment, or the other way around, you don't want to open a kitchen for a restaurant and set it up like it's a kitchen for a cafe, because they're two very different things. So that's the first things. Once you understand what you want to, I got my stuff. Okay. Don't know why it's ringing. Okay. So once you understand,
turn left onto Craven Park Road.
Oh, that's why it's ringing, because your door is open. So once you understand what you're doing, there might be different things you need. For example, let's say that's why people don't do video in a car, because it's moving everywhere. For example, if you open a cafe, I can tell you right now that there's certain things that you really need. You're always going to need a toaster, like one of those, how do you call them, sandwich toaster as well, for your sandwiches. You will need a microwave, big time. You will need a juicer. You will need a freezer. You will need a fridge just for you, not a fridge for the public, a fridge to keep your milk. If you're serving yogurt, you want to keep your yogurt there, your fruit. You want to have 1 or 2 fridge to store drinks that people can buy, grab and go. And again, that depends what cafe you want to be, because if you want to specialize in fresh juice, then you want to buy a top-notch juicer, because to clean them, they can be quite pain in, can I say pain in the ass? I said. So they can be quite painful to clean. So you really want to get a good juicer if you want to specialize in juice, a juice bar or stuff like that. If you don't care, if you like me, you just do normal juice, then any juicer would do. So don't worry too much. And then what else you should have? Again, it depends what is your goal. What do you want to do with a cafe?
Stay on
Are you planning on making your own quiche, baking your own cakes? Because if that is the case, you do want to have a good oven. So I think to start with, you can get away with an oven, a juicer, a fridge for yourself, a freezer for yourself, where you can keep the ice, especially in summertime, is really important. A fridge for people to grab and go, a toaster, a microwave, big time a microwave, and a dishwasher, for your glass and plates, and a coffee machine, of course. Otherwise, it won't be a cafe, I think. So once you got those, you're okay for a cafe. If you want to do something more like what we have at Lely's, where we have brunch and food and things like that, well, because we got a bakery, we have a proper oven. We got a Rational 7 grade. I will get back to that. So you might want to have something like that. We have, I would say, one big freezer, medium freezer, and about 4 fridge, just for us, because obviously, we do with vegan, so fruit and veggies are our bread and butter. We want to keep it fresh, so we do pastries and all sort of stuff. So obviously we will need lots of fridge space. Right, I said I will get back to the oven. Why did I say that? I had a nightmare with the oven. Because I didn't have a clue what I bought when I bought. I asked all the right question to the lady who sold to me online. I took it from from an online site. That's another thing. I would recommend you, unless you are very experienced, do not take anything second hand. Unless it's been given to you by a friend, someone that you trust, or you're very, very experienced, you can recognize a good fridge from a bad fridge, because otherwise you're going to end up with lots of equipment that it might break in a month or two. So, take it with a lease. That's what I did. I took a lease. I took lots, not everything, but lots of the equipment with a lease, and it's been great because I pay a little bit every month. I don't even feel it, and have all the equipment I need. And you can do the same, and it makes cash flow wise, to keep your cash flow, smooth. It makes a much difference when you can lease stuff. And most of the company, those websites that they sell stuff would do. So don't worry, you find something. So when I took the oven, it was a disaster because I didn't know what I took. As I said, I thought I asked all the right question. I didn't. So I ended up with an oven that my electric system wasn't support. It didn't support. And also the work that the plumber need to do to set the oven was much larger than what I envisioned, because like every people that they think they're smart and then they end up not being smart, I thought I was one of those. So what I thought, I said, oh, okay, I'm just gonna buy the oven and then I'm gonna call my electrician, I'm gonna call my plumber, and they're gonna fit everything for me. Ta-da! It didn't work like that, and I ended up spending £150 to get a technician from Rational, which is the brand I bought the oven from, to come over and tell me how to install that. And I recommend to you, do that. So if you, for example, if you open a pasta place and you never worked with pasta before, you need to take lots of things to boil in pasta. Give a call to the company you're taking the machine from and ask if they offer a service for someone to come over and tell you how many pieces you need to buy, how far it needs to be from the sink, how far it needs to be from the oven, because there's so many things that you don't even think of. And once you got equipment, you're gonna end up like me. I felt lost, I felt lonely, I felt incompetent, I felt rubbish. And luckily for myself, and this I owe this to my dad, first of all, I'm surrounded by people that always there to help me, like my family and my husband, but I also have this character that I will get blue and then I will get like, you know what, I'm not having it, I'm gonna change things around and I'm gonna make this work. So luckily for myself, I made it work, but it was very, very challenging. So yeah, call the company you buy from and ask if they offer a service. They often do, and you need to pay. So I paid £150 and it was amazing. This guy came over and he told me exactly what I need, exactly what I needed to buy, exactly what the electrician and the plumber needed to do. And after that, I was able to install the oven in a day, and it was pure joy, and it changed my life, because then I had a proper oven that I could use, and I really scaled up the production, and everything was much easier, much smoother with the right equipment. So let's recap the advice I gave you until now. Understand what you're opening, like are you juice bar, are you pasta bar, are you just a small cafe, are you catering, what you want to do.
In 800 feet, turn left
First
onto
things.
Bruce Grove.
Second thing, ask, try to understand if there is anyone else that do exactly what you want to do, and go there and ask them, can I buy you a coffee, can I get 5 minutes of your time? Most of the time people is nicer than what you think, and they will say yes. So do that and ask them as many questions as possible. Third, if you employ a chef, ask your chef. You know, it's most likely that you've been working in another restaurant, that maybe it's even be involved into opening a new business. So do ask your chef. But fourth advice, do never rely on other people. Always do your homework. Don't be a fool. Don't be like, oh yeah, I trust him, or I trust her, he told me that it's okay. Are you really sure? Read as much as possible, Google things, research, go and ask, do your homework, because at the end of the day, if something goes wrong, you, the business owner, you're the one to blame. And so that's the fourth. Fifth, if you buy an equipment, ask them to come over, and if there is a small price to charge that you think is reasonable, do pay that and get them down to check things for you. And what else I wanted to say? I think we got in there. If you can, lease everything. Only buy second-hand equipment if you know what you're buying, if you had a place before, because otherwise you can get yourself in a bit of a hard situation. And that's it. So yeah,
400 feet at the roundabout, take the second
try to
exit
be
onto Roundway A10.
try to be savvy with your money as well. That's another thing I would say to you, because I don't know where you're opening your place, but you see London is very competitive. You got places opening any other day. So the less you invest, the less risk you take, really. So you don't need to start with everything. You don't need to have a full house of equipment. Start with what you need to start with, and then adds on as you get on. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that you find this be entertaining. I certainly did. I'm sure my husband is probably bored to hell, or whatever you say in English. But anyhow, thank you for watching. If you like that, subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. If you can spare me the insult, it'd be great. I already got one, and which really made me laugh. So yeah, if you got positive comments, very good. Post it. If you don't have anything to say, don't say anything. Thank you so much for watching, and speak to you soon. Bye now. Ciao ciao.